Chapter 1. They wouldn't hang a 10-year-old girl, thought Anjali, clenching a small tin of black paint. She took care not to get any on the skirt of her saffron ghagra choli, woven with real gold thread. It was Anjali's Diwali present from last year, made from the most expensive fabric in the shop. She had picked it out herself, and she had managed to keep it as bright and crisp as the day she had gotten it, despite heavy monsoon rains that had drenched her little town in the middle of India. "Hurry up," whispered her friend Irfan, as he glanced nervously around them. Perspiration beaded around his collar near the black thread of his taweez, the necklace whose locket contained Quran verses. Clad in a cool white pajama kurta, he was more appropriately dressed for the muggy August weather than Anjali, but he couldn't stop sweating. "We can't get caught." Getting caught vandalizing someone's property would lead to quite the punishment under normal circumstances, but Anjali was about to do far worse. She was about to vandalize a British officer's property, a British officer who was in charge of making sure the British Raj's orders were carried out in their town, a British officer who happened to be the former boss of Anjali's mother. Only a week earlier, Anjali had stopped by the captain's office after school to catch a glimpse of her mother through the window, as she had often done for the past year since her mother became one of Captain Brent's secretaries. Anjali normally found her mother translating decrees and legal notices for Captain Brent, typing letter after letter on his behalf to their fellow townspeople, rejecting requests from families begging for mercy for their imprisoned freedom fighter sons. That day had looked like any other. She had found her mother hunched over the corner room desk, typing away, as Captain Brent lounged on his scarlet silk sofa under a faded oil painting of Queen Victoria. He was dictating to Anjali's mother in his harsh foreign accent, and Anjali couldn't help but stare. The next day, her mother was out of a job. Anjali still didn't know what had happened, only that her mother and father had fought, and that her great-uncle Chachaji, who lived with her family, had never approved of her mother's job in the first place. Anjali's mother had just become one of Captain Brent's secretaries when Chachaji moved in with them after a close call in one of the Hindu-Muslim communal riots that swept the city of Bombay in 1941. Chachaji was old and old-fashioned and couldn't get past the fact that a woman was working outside the house. But Anjali's father didn't mind that Ma worked. The extra money came in handy for feeding the extra mouth, and Anjali's mother was college-educated, so why shouldn't she put her proficiency in typing and her fluency in English and 5 native Indian languages to use? Anjali's mother hadn't mentioned Captain Brent all week, except to say she was relieved she didn't have to see him anymore. But there was something Ma wasn't saying. Had Captain Brent not paid her, or had he hurt her? Anjali only knew one way to handle the situation: to hurt the captain back. I am Supriya Kelkar, and this is my book, Ahimsa.